Greetings to my fellow African brothers and sisters. Thank you for your comments, views, and contribution to the video I posted the day before yesterday. Your insights are truly empowering and greatly appreciated. I have read all your comments and responded to some. For those I haven't addressed yet, please note that your input is highly valued and will inform my next steps. I am now sharing a clip of Julius Malema in Lenasia. Please watch his speech. This emotional address touches on many of the concerns, fears, and aspirations you raised. It demonstrates that Malema is a unifying voice, not only in Africa, but also in the world. Please share your thoughts in the comments and let's us engage in factual discussions. Let's refrain from insults and focus on constructive dialogue. Please do watch and let me know.
We are here because we share a common history as Black people of South Africa. We know that Lenasia was created as a result of forceful removal of Indian people from the city center. And we are confident that the struggle for economic emancipation is a struggle that seeks to reverse the imbalances created by the past. We know that when they established this place, there was no infrastructure that you see today. But because of the hard work of the people of Lenasia, we were able to achieve what we have achieved out of our own hard work. This place also played a role in the struggle against apartheid, because here came one organization called Lenasia Youth League in 1982, which was resisting and opposing apartheid. Our history is so common, such that we can't look at each other as if we are of different races. We are one race, and that race is called humanity. We are one race because that race is Black. So when we say we want to liberate Black people economically, we mean Indians, Africans, and coloreds, because those were the most oppressed nations of our country. And you cannot talk liberation of the oppressed, yet preaching division of our people. We are the only organization that is hated for calling for unity of Africans. So we can't say let's unite with Africans, but we can't unite with ourselves as Africans and Indians who are sharing the territory. So we love Winnie Mandela so much that our councillors went to a council to go and sponsor a motion that Gandhi Square must be changed to Winnie Mandela. And when that came to the attention of the leadership of the EFF, we told them that it is not going to happen, because Gandhi also fought a good struggle in this country. And therefore, to put Winnie Mandela against the name of Gandhi is actually creating unnecessary divisions amongst ourselves. There are a lot of apartheid statues and places that we can name after Winnie Mandela. But we think where our office, our national office is, Gandhi Square, it's a rightful place and it is called with the right name. The EFF wants to protect all our people and wants peace and stability in our country. We are one organization that if we are given a responsibility, it will not take us 3 months to reduce crime close to nothing. Because we will not be the kind of government that will smile with criminals. We will not be the kind of government that will arrest men and women who took out AK-47 against the police who are carrying 9mm. Once you take such a dangerous weapon meant for war against the police, you must know you have made an appointment with your maker. Because no one must point a dangerous weapon. To say police, if they use force, they are going to end up abusing that power and killing even innocent people is not true. There was a group of police who were doing a good work in KZN, which was called Cattlemen. That group of police got so excited and ended up being involved in fights of gangsters and killing even innocent people. Because of our constitution and the way things are, that group of police was able to be exposed and they were removed from the police force. Because we've got checks and balances in South Africa to ensure that police do not abuse their power. But police feel scared in their own country, in their own communities, because if police are scared, then it's worse with us. It means we are dead. If those who are meant to protect us are scared, it means we are dead people. That's why in the EFF we say there must be a satellite police station in each and every ward where there will be police visibility. Let's take El Dorado Park, for instance. When we want to hold a meeting of the EFF at El Dorado Park at 6 o'clock during the week, because we're thinking people will still be coming from work, we get told by community members that you can't hold a meeting at El Dorado Park at 6. It's not safe. It's dangerous. Why would a community come to such a conclusion and it becomes normalized that here after 6, no one must walk? Why can't we deploy sufficient police, especially after 6? Because we know after 6, abnormal things are happening. The children can't walk to a library. They can't go and study as a group in another family, because when it's time to go home, it will be late, and then girl children will be raped. We cannot have it as normalized that in Lenasia, children get kidnapped and people are asking for ransom money for those children to be released. And we thought it was children, Komisandos. They now even kidnap old people and demand all kinds of money. And which means that the people of Lenasia will live in fear. And we cannot allow a situation where criminals are not scared and law-abiding citizens are scared. It's supposed to be the other way around, where law-abiding citizens are the happiest and those who break the law, they are very scared. But in South Africa, you want to live happily, you must be a member of a gangster or belong to a gangster. And those who don't belong to a gangster, when the darkness starts here in Lenasia, we're all running to our houses. In our own country, criminals have taken over the streets. Hence, the EFF says we need patrollers. Not just patrollers, but patrollers who have resources and they can defend themselves. We want to hire no less than 100,000 officers in less than a year and put those boots on our streets and make sure that our people are looked after. Both here in Lenasia, the formal place, and even in the informal settlement. Because under the EFF, there will not be informal settlement. We will formalize it. And if they don't want to formalize, we'll forcefully formalize them. Because they can't stay in an area where there is no road. Where a person just comes and put a shack, where the taxi must go in, where the ambulance must go in. There will be law and order. And when we speak about Lenasia, we speak of everyone, Indians and Africans, both in the formal and informal settlements, will receive the necessary protection. But we will also pay the informants. We need to find a nice way, because informants remind us of people like Sir Ramaphosa, who were informants of apartheid. So we need to find, in Cuba, they call them defenders of the revolution. So we need to find a nice way of calling these informers, because the EFF government is going to give them money. How do you have crime intelligence that pays 300 rand per informer who gave them information about a dangerous situation where an Indian businessman is being kidnapped? We know where this man is. These people are demanding 10 million. If you do this, do that, you are going to find them at that place. They do exactly that. They find this person who kidnapped an Indian businessman. They save 10 million from that family and then give an informant 300 rand. And this informant takes a high risk by giving such dangerous information to the police. So informants are going to be paid properly so that they put their ears and their eyes on the ground and they know, if I deliver a successful information, I'm going to get enough money to support myself and my children. So we need to reclaim the streets by ensuring that police are there, patrollers are there, and informants are there, and our people become police themselves by not buying stolen goods. Because we make crime to flourish by buying stolen goods. A person comes with a laptop without a charger and sells it to you, or you'll make a plan with a charger. You must know already that there is a problem. Once there is no charger, there is a problem. You buy a TV, it doesn't have that cord of plugging. You know this was stolen. So we must not buy stolen goods. We want to ensure that we stop load shedding. Load shedding is man-made. It's not God-given. If you want to see that for real, load shedding is man-made, just remember when the World Rugby Cup was played. The whole World Rugby Cup, we had electricity. How does electricity know there is World Rugby Cup? Only human beings know there is a game of the bosses who can't take away the electricity. So immediately after the Rugby World Cup, load shedding hits. Look at what they are doing now. They are trying by all means to keep the lights on until the 29th of May. So I want to tell you that the electricity is going to go away on the 29th of May, 9 o'clock, when counting starts. Because they want us to count in darkness so that they can steal the elections the same way they stole elections here in Gauteng. So it is because it's a human being's problem, it's not any other problem. We need to fix coal power stations and make sure those power stations are used optimally for the benefit of our people. But we need you to convert, because we spend a lot of electricity on heating, like on geysers. Why should we have electricity geysers when there is gas geysers? As part of government intervention to save electricity, we will give our people free gas geysers in exchange for your electric geyser, so that we save electricity. Why should we have electric stoves in our homes when we can have gas stoves? Imagine you remove heating and you remove cooking from the grid. You save a lot of electricity as an immediate intervention. But you need to go to China, you need to go to Russia and ask them to come and help you to conclude Medupi and Kusile, which we have been building for so many years and we don't seem to be getting them right. When one unit is working in Medupi power station, it's a call for celebration. They even issue a statement that one unit is working now. It won't last 6 months, it collapses. In Medupi, you even have infrastructural problems with a power station that is not working optimally. And we just build it now. That's ANC government for you. Spend 8 billion on something that is not working, even now. Because we are defeated and we are confronted with a challenge, you go to your friends and say, guys, come help us. One of the biggest coal power stations is found in China. China has got latest technology to make sure that they don't pollute a lot. So you go and ask for help. You need more power stations. You go to China, you go to Russia, you go to India, you go to anywhere where there are progressive forces and not exploiters, and say to them, come and build a power station in South Africa, your own power station. We don't want money from you, nothing. But you will own it for 30 years. After 30 years, you hand it over to us. They called it build it and operate it. And transfer. So, build it. Imagine if we had allowed the Chinese or any other one with capacity to build a power station under BOT in 1994. That power station was going to be handed over to us this year and we'll be owning it. Why should you have a problem of electricity in South Africa when there is so much solution, yet your exploiters are saying close down your coal, close down the coal, destroy coal power stations? After saying that, they place an order for coal. You don't use it, but bring it here, I'll use it. And then we allow such stupidity. They even give us money. They buy us to get into trouble. How do I destroy a coal power station of 1,000 megawatts if there is no alternative 1,000 megawatts, I want green energy. I will destroy this coal power station. If you say I destroy this one of 1,000 megawatts, give me 1,000 megawatts of clean energy. I must destroy my power stations because I want wind energy. When do I know wind is coming? Because it can be so windy now. And before you know it, it's like there was never a wind here. But coal, I know it's here. We have done our research. This mine of coal is going to take us so many years. It allows proper planning. So, introduction of the clean green energy should not be the destruction of our own base. We need to have our base so that we build from the base. How do you say there is a place in South Africa where you can travel for 100 kilometers on a gravel road? Government doesn't have money. But there are men and women here who have money. There is Robert Gumede. There is Patrice Motsepe. There should be many other Indians with money. You say to them, come and bid here to build a road on BOT. Build that road and put a toll gate. Not this thing they were putting here of e-tolls. And our people are going to pay for using that road because our people don't want free things. They want development and they will pay for it. You build it, you operate it, you transfer it back to us. After you made your money and you made your profit, that road will never expire because it's a quality road. So why must we be worried? So, when we say we want to own the land, we don't mean we're going to take these beautiful houses of Lenasia from you. We mean the state is the custodian of the land. Let me tell you this. The state is the custodian of water. This water you drink it is owned by the state. It gets provided to you by the state. But you never opened your tap one day and felt less ownership of that water. That's why you even call it my water. My water. But if we say, show us the paper of ownership of this water, you don't have it. So why do you say, no, if the state owns this thing, we're going to feel less? No, the land is ours. The property on top of the land, it's yours. We want to collect all of this land so that the unutilized land must be given to those who will use it. There are people who have 100 hectares. One individual, 100, is a very successful farmer on 10 hectares. It has been like that for many years. He has never expanded beyond 10 hectares. But he's got 100. So many of you have got ideas on how you can do farming. But the most expensive thing is the land. So we take the land. No one gets moved from where they are staying. No factory gets moved. Nothing. They are yours. Then we look at where the land is not being used. We'll come to you as an owner. Okay, what is the plan here? No, I'm fine here. What? Okay, let's take this one. Allocate it to others. Before you know it, there are 5 farmers. Each have got their own portion in a land that used to be owned by one. If many people flourish, we all flourish. But if it's one individual that gets to be celebrated for being rich in Lenasia and the rest of others are poor, there shouldn't be these informal settlements that we're talking about. We should have identified land and then allocate it to our people in such a way that they settle like human beings and not sardines. There is no dignity. There's no dignity in how our people are settled. In Alexandria, if you go to Alexandria, you'll be shocked. The situation is so bad. And there is a piece of land just next to Alexandria, owned by Wits University. What are the plans with that land? When Dalimpofu was at Wits, they were owning that empty land. He left. His son, Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, went. Wits was still owning that land. Did nothing on it. He left. Now, Mbuyiseni's son, Ratana Malema, will go to Wits. The land is still owned by Wits. Nothing is being done on that land. Yet, next to it, people are staying like sardines. And don't talk about it because you are going to scare the investors. We must allow our people to stay in that situation, in squalor, because some investor is going to be offended. You know, had we given our people free education in 1994, we were not going to need free houses or social grants. Comrade Carl, 1994 should have been about free education. Rich or poor, every child must go to school and be educated. So, today, we talk about increasing social grants, rightfully so, because there are no jobs and there is poverty. But there is no poverty in education. If you look at there are unemployed graduates. I'm not disputing that. But if you look at amongst the percentage amongst the graduates, it's very low of unemployment, which is a scientific confirmation that education is a weapon against poverty. Now they don't give us education, they give us RDP houses to keep us in poverty and illiterate because they love them uneducated. Educated people are going to challenge us. They will not vote for us. We want them suffering so that when they speak, we give them a t-shirt. When they speak, we give them food parcel. When they speak, we give them RDP. It looks like they speak a lot. We create jobs and call them mapanya-panya, what? Fake jobs of panyaza. But our people, had they been given house and free education, then they will be buying their beautiful houses now. That's why EFF insists on education. We want to make education fashionable. And that's why we say in the EFF, if you don't have matric, you can't go to parliament. We're not discriminating against anyone. We're simply saying you need to go to school. Of course, we've got elders amongst us who can't ask our elders for matric certificate. But if Provincial Secretary Mushe does not have matric, what was he doing all along? Because we got freedom in 1994. What were you doing? You can't say I was being prevented from going to school and. In the EFF, education is what will get you to succeed. We're going to support small business in the EFF because small business is the one that creates jobs. So, how do you support small business? All the food that is eaten at Sun City. What is the name of Sun City? Prison. John Joburg Prison. All the food that is eaten there must be produced here by locals here. All the food that is eaten at schools called feeding scheme must be bought here. What is so special about a tomato from Limpopo? Huh? You want to eat tomato, you must wait for a truck to come from Limpopo to come and give your children tomato in a feeding scheme. We can grow it ourselves here, knowing very well that we've got a customer, and that customer is our school, it's our prison. We always say children must go to school for free, they are not paying school fees, as if school fees is what makes education. No. Education is made by those buildings, by books, by uniform. You give them all of that. You say, no, you are poor, Shem. No, don't pay school fees, you are poor. But when it comes to buying uniform, they are rich. You say to them, buy uniform. How do you say I'm poor to pay a 200 rand school fees, but I'm rich to buy a 1,000 rand uniform? It can't be. There is some abnormality, some craziness that is going on. You give prisoners uniform for free, but you don't give school kids uniform for free. How do you do that? The people who are saying we don't want to be criminals, we want to go to school so that we become better people, they don't have uniform to go to school. But the day they commit crime, you are so prepared to give them uniform which you refused when they were outside prison. You want a free uniform, come to prison. That's what they are saying. You want free food, come to prison. When our people are going through hunger. So we want you to know that we are a caring government that is going to support small business and make sure small business succeed, and government does business with the local communities where those institutions are found. So we must make sure that when we vote, we don't vote with emotions. Someone was saying, why does it look like all these lawyers support the EFF? And then the other lawyer responded and said, because lawyers can think and they know what makes sense. And what makes sense now is the EFF and no any other organization. So be rest assured, this is your home, the EFF. It's a home of Indians, it's a home of colored, it's a home of whites, it's a home of Africans. Even white people are allowed. Here's a white man here. I don't think he's still white because he has rejected that privilege long time ago when it was not fashionable amongst white people to reject such privilege, and joined our struggle. That's why Carl can join. And that's why EFF people can vote for Carl to be very top on the list of the EFF. And they say, why is Carl so top? Are you questioning democracy? But Carl's top was EFF trying to tell white people, we have no problems with white people. That's why we even vote for them to go to parliament to represent the EFF. You know, our people are being killed in Palestine. They want to wipe the whole nation off right in front of our eyes. They have occupied Palestine, and we who know what is occupation should have an appreciation of what the Palestinians are going through. We know when they call an organization a terrorist organization, what do they mean? Because even this ANC was called a terrorist organization when it was fighting for its own people. Nelson Mandela was called a terrorist himself for fighting for his own people. The Palestinians are fighting for self-determination. They want their land back from the occupiers. And what the occupiers do, in return, they kill. They kill Palestinians. So we cannot fold our arms and pretend that we don't see what's happening in Palestine. If there is no peace in Palestine, there won't be peace the whole world amongst those who love peace. No any part of the world must be characterized by war. We just enjoyed Eid now as Muslims. I hope as you are eating, you are dedicating also to those children and women who are being butchered. They didn't have Eid. Instead of having Eid, they were fed missiles, guns. Once they try to come together to pray, they are a threat to a certain group, and it kills all of them. Even kills UN staff members. Even bomb a hospital. Bomb a refugee camp. Let me tell you, even if the general of Hamas is in that hospital, once he runs into that hospital, it's done. We can't do anything anymore. You can't bomb a hospital because you say there is Hamas in a hospital. You have to find other ways to get to Hamas without bombing a hospital or a refugee camp. It's not called a refugee camp for nothing. That's why we took them to ICJ. That's why we support that decision. Because once you start bombing UN staff members, bombing refugee camps, you are violating international law. You are committing genocide. That is in violation of international law. You kill journalists. We don't love some of them here in South Africa, but we can't kill them. Journalists, whether you like or you don't like, you can't kill them. If anything, you must protect their freedom to report freely without any form of intimidation. So, why would a Muslim, a true Muslim, vote for DA that supports apartheid Israel, which is committing genocide? When you vote for DA, you are allowing what is happening in Palestine to happen. Because we in the EFF marched to Israel embassy and told them to leave because we can't share a territory with murderers. We only want to share land with peaceful people. We did not end it there. We proceeded to take it into Parliament. And we took a resolution in Parliament that South Africa must cut ties and remove the Israeli embassy. The ANC that pretends to care about Muslims is the one that must implement that decision. They are not implementing it. The support of the ANC for struggle of Palestine is pretentious. It's not genuine. I saw Ramaphosa on Eid when kneeling there going, look at this one. He's pretending like he cares about our people. You care about the Muslims of South Africa, it means you must care for the Palestinians. Brazil removed the Israeli embassy. Brazil. There is another Arab state recently, I don't know if it's UAE or what. They too cut the diplomatic relations. Yes. So what we're saying is international solidarity is important. We benefited from international solidarity. There were big marches, big boycotts in London, in USA, in Washington, for the release of Nelson Mandela. They don't know. We were born, Mandela was already in prison. We came to join the struggle for his release without knowing his face. That's what the international community did. That we don't care whether we know his face or not. But he's violated because he's standing for the rights of his people. A Muslim that votes for a Patriotic Alliance, that took a platform and said, kill Hamas. You vote for ACDP, that said we cannot cut relations with Israel. So, Lenasia has got a very good history of progressive struggles here. It cannot be that there is a single vote of the DA coming from this Ward 9. We don't want them here. We don't want them here. Why? They are allowing the killing of our brothers and sisters and our children. Who support killing of children? Who identifies kids as a threat? Even the ANC cannot be voted for because the ANC should have shown seriousness by removing that embassy. They have not done so. All they do, they go to ICJ, International Court of Justice. They are there talking. It's easy to do that one because you know the court issues take forever. They are buying themselves time. The immediate thing now is to remove the Israeli embassy. That's when we know we are practically in solidarity with the people of Palestine. McDonald's, you are talking about, received a letter from EFF and said, do you have any product there that comes from Israel? They said, no. We buy our food here. They gave us the list. Said, we believe you. No problem. We went to Woolworths. We said, we know you are selling Israeli food. Only the EFF did that. No any other party did that. Said to Woolworths, do you have Israel food products? They said, no, we are left with what they said the name. Some 10%, give us 2 weeks. We'll sell all of it and then we'll not order again. We said, there's no 2 weeks because people are dying now. By supporting any product from Israel, you are supporting the genocide against our people. We said to our student command everywhere, no lecture or visiting lecture or any teaching material should enter our universities or enter our TVET colleges if they're coming from Israel. We're not saying Jewish kids can't learn in our universities, no. But we're refusing the products that comes from that government which kills people. So, we're making a plea today that Lenasia Ward 9 is a no-go area for those who support genocide. And we are not going to block them physically. We are going to block them through our vote. Vote for the EFF and have the load shedding stop immediately. Vote for the EFF and have the jobs for our people. Vote for the EFF, have everyone have a piece of land. Vote for the EFF, see the removal of Israeli embassy in June, immediately in June. That, if you vote for the EFF, that is going to be in the acceptance speech of the president. That with immediate effect, we want the Israeli embassy closed. My Indian community, I know you are poor like all of us, but you have a little bit. I ask you to donate to the EFF, not only in money terms, goods, food. These volunteers of the EFF are not working, they don't get paid by anyone. All you can do is to give us that support so that we can claim back this Lenasia and take out the criminals. That's the first challenge I give to you, to donate to the EFF and make it successful. The second challenge is to challenge all the females who are Muslims to donate sanitary towels to poor females every month. That if you care, we're not asking a lot. Just identify one or two and say, these ones I'm going to buy them sanitary pads every month. Why? Because those girl children who come from poor families, when they experience nature, they don't even go to school because they are ashamed. You give them sanitary pads, you restore their dignity and their confidence. You are well-known business people. The good thing is that we can learn a lot from you. You're working hard, you've got successful businesses, you make our economy to be what it is because of your hard work. We want to learn from you. We want you to teach us. You can't teach us by just talking. As an Indian family, each one of us must adopt one African child who is going to be under our family mentorship and say, you come here, we want to teach you how business works. We can produce through you. Because you are doing that with your children. Your children just become successful. It's a generation after generation. Go and break a generation after generation of poverty. Because ours is poverty. It's passed from one generation to the next generation. One generation, we inherit poverty. But you are coming into our lives and say, we want to teach you. You could have broken a generational curse in that family. So we are making a plea that all successful business people, especially Indians here in Lenasia who have successful businesses, please adopt certain families and teach them. Let us not be a group of complainants. Sometimes we need to take action. And once you liberate as many families as possible, some of these things we are complaining about of crime and all of that, they get reduced because people have got something to do. All I'm asking is, give us something to do. Let's work together as a community. And the only thing that can unite us is for us coming together. Once we work together, there's nothing that can divide us. That's why they keep us divided, because they are threatened by our unity. Our unity is going to produce something that has never been done in this country. Today, we take our children to multiracial schools and white schools. So one day, my son says to me, hey, Chief, I hear that you are going to drive away white people when you take over government. Me says, yeah, everybody is speaking about that. Okay, do you have a problem with that? Okay, does it mean my friend who's white, so and so, is also going to be driven away? He has now come to know white people, he interacts with them, he realizes these are human beings. There's nothing wrong. He takes it upon himself to defend them. Because he's got a working relationship with them. That's what we need to do. We need to have a working relationship in order to defend each other. And mentorship, I don't mean donations. Mentorship, I don't mean food parcels. You know mentorship better than me. Because we shouldn't live here and say, no, we can't adopt any family because we're already giving them food. That is just for that time. You give them a skill, it's forever. You will not have to give them food parcels. So, I make a plea, Mubarak, let's work hard. Here in Ward 9, I'm impressed with the work that you guys are doing in this ward. And let's continue to work very hard. It's not going to be easy. For the EFF, this is a virgin area. So we're breaking new ground. And we're going all out. We're going all out to talk to our people so that even when you reject us, don't reject us on the basis of the headlines. Reject us on the basis of the message we gave you. You heard from us. No newspaper can speak for the EFF. We can speak for ourselves, and that's what we are doing. And we are going to meet all types of communities. We are going to Eldos. We are going to, on Wednesday, we are going to be meeting even the white communities, because people come and lie about us. And it's high time we speak for ourselves. That you think we are going to take your business, we are not going to take your business. We are going to double it. You are going to be more successful under the EFF. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We can remain seated so that we can now take questions and engage the President and the Commander-in-Chief of the EFF. I'm going to allow the first 5 hands who are willing to Tumsani and your coordinator of the sub-region, can you assist us with the distribution of the mic? And you're going to be number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and the old man at the back will be the number 5 is our first row. Can we be settled so that we are able to hear the questions? Can I have the roving mic? Number 1, thank you very much. You state your name, please. Thank you very much.
And I own a homeschool in Lenasia South. I am here to ask for help from you. It's been forever that I'm trying to register my homeschooling. I have Judula behind me that is always threatening me. They're threatening me to close down my school. They intimidate me. As I'm sitting here now, I've just sent a message to the Secretary of Ward 9 where Dudula is intimidating me for sitting here in this meeting. I am urging you to please assist me with my school. Furthermore, I am worried about the Bella Bill. The Bella Bill is now taking into legislation where our Hafiz classes and our schools are being threatened by it. So as a person or as a principal or leading a leadership, I would like to ask you to please read through the Bella Bill and assist us with the Bella Bill. We are Muslims, we are Catholics, we are Christians. it is going to affect our children. It's going to affect our girls. It's going to affect our boys. We won't be able to perform religiously. And also, rape is one of the things that is going to become more in our communities. My daughter in 2021 was murdered. And I would like to carry her legacy because she was an educator. So that is why I am here today, making an appeal to the CIC to ask him to please assist me, my school, and all the children that face challenges at my school. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Number 2. Lenasia South. Thank you. Number 2, Mama. The mic, ma'am, can it be close to you?
Now, can you hear me? My name is Rupshana, and my surname is Murad. I'm very honored to have met Malema, and I don't think I have much to say. I'm very impressed with what he said. So I'm actually speechless. Well said. You have a brilliant mind, and I'm very, very impressed with what you had to say.
Thank you very much. Our number 3 is here. Carlo, yeah. Thank you.
Hello. My name is Fatima. My surname is Abed. I'm an ex-educator. What is very, very worrying, first of all, let me say, I'm very impressed with what has been happening here today. I just hope that you follow through with your promises. It must not be empty promises because of the voting. The next thing is, what we are very concerned about is our teachers, our Indian teachers particularly, do not get placed in our schools here. All this vacancies are given to the African teachers, not that we mind, but at least have our Indian teachers also fill in posts. Why should they not be given posts at school? They do not consider the Indian teacher at all. And this is a bit of an alarming situation because these teachers studied. They studied very hard, but they have no jobs. Where do they go to? Please try and help this condition, please.
Thank you very much. Number 4 is here, Carlo. Yeah, the old man is number last. Number 4 is here. Thank you, MMC.
Good day, CIC, and good day to all. I want to say Jazakallah to everybody, and thank you for coming to this event. I just want to bring up that we've got a lot of members and friends that are actually domestic workers. Teachers are actually, and principals are demanding for school fees. They are demanding for school fees whether they finish matric to get the matriculant jacket. Domestic workers earn below the bracket. School fees are 4,500, 2,500. Some of them only earn like 2,500. We have parents that are divorced parents who are sitting with 5, 6 children. Why is it not that they have to pay 4,500 per child over 7 of them? Children cannot get placed as well in Lenasia. We have parents who are living within the district, which they go to department and department tells them to be placed in El Dorado Park, or perhaps get placed in Lenasia South. The problem with transportation is that a parent is only earning 4,500, coming to the means of paying for a roof over her head and trying to make means for a plate of food. The teachers will tell the child and insult the children and tell them you can't pay school fees, you have to be removed. You can't pay school fees, you're not allowed to get a matriculant jacket, or you cannot attend a matric ball. So this is bringing pressure. A lot of kids within our community has committed suicide. We do not have counselors within schools. We need counselors to be within schools for children to get counsel lessons. We need the normality of knowing that we have children with disability problems. We have one disability school in Lenasia. If every ward has one in Ward 9, that Ward 8 and Ward 10, Lenasia South, everybody's applying at the same school. So we cannot get placed for our children on special aid schools. Our parents and our kids that are applying to become teachers as well. Teachers within Lenasia are applying for, that's living in, residing in Lenasia, has to go and apply for schools out of Lenasia. It's costing them money, it's costing them traffic, it's costing them safety as well. So we wanted to find out, parents and students and teachers, could they be placed within that ward? Makes less traffic, makes less issues. Children that are underprivileged as well. Is it not sort of a transportation facility? Because currently kids are paying $450 just for transport per child per month. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Number 5, yes.
Hello. Thank you for giving me this time. I just want to report the Master of Johannesburg, the Master's office, where the Deeds office, not the Deeds office, the Master's office. The Master's office is so corrupted. I can bring documents to you where we never consent to a sale. It's done underhand at the Master's office in Johannesburg. We are pioneers of Lenasia. We were thrown out from nuclear Maglera. We came here to Lenasia. We started our life here. There was nothing, it was an empty felt when we came. And today our properties are being taken away by the Master of Johannesburg with the corruption that's happening there. The Master is there for 30 years and he's been pocketing money from from properties and from estates where monies are in deceased estates account. And we can prove that to you. We got documents to bring to your office to show it to you that my mother had X amount in the bank and the money is missing. It's not even showing in the L&D account. The government, the first thing our constitutional says, there must be consent to everyone of the family who wants to sell the property. But the Master said there's no need for such a thing anymore. It's scrapped from his side. The Master, Mr. El Pule, the Deputy Master, Mr. Beatrice van Wyk, and we get the Assistant Master who was charged several times for theft. He was charged several times for theft. And it's from Soweto, they moved him back there because he knows how to handle the documents and get his own executor to do all the fraudulent things at the Master's office. So we can bring it to your office whenever you're available. My number is 083-6224-920. I'm prepared to bring all the fraudulent documents to your office to show that nobody's equal, according to our president said, everybody's equal against the law. 2016, my mother passed away. The estate hasn't been rounded up because there's so much corruption in this estate. We need the help, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That constitutes our last hands. It's fine.
Hello.
There you can go.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For the CIC, Mr. Julius Malema, thanks a million for availing yourself, coming to the hub of political change in South Africa. Mr. Malema, I would also like to take this platform to applaud you for some of your initiatives, the dismantling of the e-toll, the NHI, to a large degree, your stance with regards to nationalizing certain assets. But my question to you, Mr. Malema, is I'm quite certain that you will be a prominent figure in government. I'm pretty certain about that. But Mr. Malema, the lifeblood of any economy, the jugular vein of any economy is the price of petrol, the price of fuel. Since 1994, there has been a total disruption with the price of petrol. There has not been a month that has gone by since 94. And we envisage another massive increase next year. So my question to you, Mr. Malema, is next month we are the motorists must expect another massive fuel increase. And I say I'm quite optimistic you will land in certain big seat in government. What would be your stance to control the price of petrol? Because if that is not governed properly, that will definitely, Mr. Malema, lead to a country that is dysfunctional and totally enshrouded in poverty and whatever else that goes with a country that's not functioning well. Thank you, Mr. Malema.
Thank you very much, President.
Thank you very much for the inputs. If you heard them properly, Chairperson, they were not asking questions. They were making inputs to enhance the manifesto of the EFF. Home schooling registration, I think the best thing will be to come to the office so that we can find a way, get more details, and then we'll establish where the obstacles are, and then we can deal with that. The Dudula, it's unemployed ANC crooks. They claim to be ex-combatants, but if you listen to all of them, if they visit your firm or your factory or your establishment, all of them are drunk. It's a group of drunkards who are going around intimidating people. So you must not fear anything, because Dudula knows EFF doesn't play games. So when they come to intimidate you, please just make a call to the chairperson of the branch. He will know how to deal with them. We have dealt with them before in many places, and we even got some of them arrested. You remember they went to raid a house of our member. They said he was a drug dealer. Poor, extremely poor person. Beat him up and all of that. We took them to jail, opened the case, and their boss was sentenced to 5 years. And that 5 years was suspended. So if he makes a mistake in between the sentencing and that 5 years, we'll get him arrested immediately. So please, there's no room for intimidation in South Africa. The chair of the branch will know what needs to be done, and it will be done. The education bill, we had to, and there's a huge debate about it. We will have to pay closer attention to it and make correct inputs. And my condolences with the passing away of your daughter, and I'm happy that you are carrying a legacy, which is education. What 120 Lenasia South, they are asking for your attention, Moshe. They're saying there's no visibility of the EFF, and they'll be happy if you can be visible that side. The issue of promises, Mama, we don't make a promise, we make a commitment. So everything else that we said we'll do it. You know, these journalists are here. Which year was that, Dali, where you went to the e-tolls with you went with the Qatar? There is a video of Dalimpofu in 2014, cutting the e-tolls, saying the e-tolls must fall. As a premier candidate of Gauteng in 2014, he was cutting those e-tolls, said, when we take over, we'll cut them. Yesterday, I see Panyaza and ANC doing a countdown of switching off the e-tolls. We said that in 2014, that these things we're going to switch them off. We don't want them, and we are not going to pay. In the EFF, no one paid. We said this 10 years ago, Because we see things that are still to come 10 years ahead of us. The ANC is 10 years behind. It's following the EFF. Instead of showing the video of Dali cutting the e-tolls, they show us a countdown of people who are solving a problem they created because they think we are fools. They created e-tolls. They said we're mad when we said don't pay. We said we're not doing. No single one of us paid in the EFF for e-toll. We refused. And we went literally and showed you how we are going to destroy the e-tolls. So I'm just giving you an example about that. That we said we are going to do this, and we fought until the government realized it has got no option. If there was no EFF in Parliament, imagine, these e-tolls, no one would have challenged them inside, because it was EFF challenging e-tolls single-handedly in Parliament. Without the EFF, no one would have challenged. The DA can't challenge it because those companies are white-owned, and those are the donors who give the DA money. We need to place Indian teachers, especially in the areas where they come from. I think that is the most honorable thing to do. You cannot have a school where the school is dominated by the people who don't come from where the school is, because when they come from their Buddha, they know they are teaching their children. They will have to care and even double the effort, including involving the parents of those children informally, because they come from the same community. And because we come from the same community, we are somehow related. We are relatives. So when a child is misbehaving in front of me and he knows I know the father, and I say, stop it, because I'll take it to your parents, she will know, he will know that this is true because I know they know each other. So it also helps in instilling discipline and also helps in intensifying quality teaching. And I'm happy that the speaker does not say, we don't want Africans. They say, let's be mixed together and be one in our schools. The same thing with placement of children. Because children must be placed according to their address. So you look at the address and you look at the nearest school. That's where they have to go. So we can't have our children taken from here to somewhere else. Because even when we are not there at school, we want to be there as parents. They have to be in a close proximity. Just in case something goes wrong, we are able to quickly intervene. So the placement of children here in Gauteng has been a disaster, especially online application. We have been helping a lot of parents to place their children where they stay. We even did a sit-in, Mushe, in the district or province. We did a sit-in demanding the registration, the placement of children at schools. No any other party has engaged in a matter like that. And counseling in school is very important. In the EFF design of the school we are going to build, in the organogram, counselors are there. And counselors are not only for kids, are also for teachers. Because there are times where a teacher comes to school, but you can see there's something wrong. There must be someone in close proximity to speak to. Children put teachers through a hard time. They too have to go to the council so that they teach being under a very good condition mentally. So I think it's a demand that we should make, that every school must have a counselor so that our children can be counseled, because our children also go through a lot at home. They need to come and talk to someone, and school must be a safer place where our children can go. Ma'am, any school that says a poor person must pay school fees, please bring that to the attention of the EFF. No poor child must pay school fees. It's by law. No poor child must pay school fees. So we will take them to the school and tell the school that these children, their mothers are domestic workers. Even if the school is not a no-fee school, there will have to be exception on the following children because their parents are poor. We have done that before. Once you bring it to our attention, we'll attend to it. We have also collected matric certificates from principals who were saying, this child did not pay a school fees, we can't give them the results and all of that. We said, show us where you've got a contract with this child. Because you don't have a contract with the child. You've got a contract with the parents. Follow the parents. The parents, these are not parents' results. These are my results. You can't fight with my mother through me. I don't get involved in issues of old people. You guys go and sort it out there, but give me my results so that I can apply for school. If there is anyone who's doing that, withholding results of children because of school fees, bring that to the attention of the EFF. We'll attend to it with immediate effect. Very interesting topic of the master's office. I think appointment should be made. You come to the office, we sit down, and I'm happy you are even singling out individuals, saying names, because that's how we work in the EFF. We want the name and the face so that we know what kind of animal are we dealing with here, which is stealing people's monies. So don't worry. Once you bring it to our attention, the advocate is here. The legal office of the EFF is fully equipped with qualified lawyers. Those are the kind of issues we want, where we can nip corruption on the bud, where we can fight corruption. No one must lose his or her property because of the corrupt officials who are not working hard, but they live large because they steal from. Imagine one day you wake up, you are told your property was bought. You never signed anything, no, and the papers are here. And you don't have the means to can fight them. They're a powerful institution. EFF is your home. Come there. We don't even have to write a lawyer's letter. We write an EFF letter. Please resolve that issue in the next 14 days. Otherwise, we don't know. Then the matter gets resolved. The matter gets resolved. So, the price of fuel is extremely expensive, and you are right. There is no economic that can stand without fuel. Well, fuel is for everything. Now, one of the immediate things we'll have to look into when we take over government is the petrol levy. If the petrol is this expensive, why do you put so much levy in it as government? So that can be an immediate relief while we are looking for a permanent solution. There are a lot of countries that we can get fuel from. The problem is that these people are in trade agreements with wrong countries. Instead of us accessing things in a cheap way, we get them from these ones who have colonized us. and they also put more profit on those things. If we had started building a pipeline from Venezuela to South Africa from 1994, we could be done by now. And we could be getting fuel from Venezuela in a reasonable manner. But because the leadership is in trade agreements with the West and America and them, they are unable to go and source a cheaper fuel. So we are not in agreement with anyone. We are in agreement with the people of South Africa, and we must find them an affordable fuel. And as an immediate intervention, we'll look into the levy, and as a permanent solution, we'll look at where can we source fuel in a reasonable way so that we give our people a fuel, not this expensive, a fuel that increases every month. When I was in Venezuela, they were buying a liter of petrol with an equivalent of R1. They are not, it's clear, they are not buying petrol. They are buying cars and you are given petrol for free. I mean, I looked at that and I was like, if we were to take a pipe from here to South Africa, South Africans will be the happiest people. Here, you buy a car, you pay installment of that car every month, and pay another second installment called petrol every month. So the car is expensive in South Africa. And now what makes matters worse is that there is no reliable public transport. Because if they were making fuel this expensive, they should be giving us reliable public transport, which is safe and can deliver us where we are going on time. So those are the things that we'll look at as the EFF. And I'm happy that we've had this engagement and I've come to Lenasia. It's not for the first time I come here. I came here as a president of the Youth League before. Tambalile, yes. So, and it's not the last time. Let's build a strong EFF that has got all people of South Africa, inclusive of Indians. Everything else you said, we've taken it to heart and will implement it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'm now going to hand over to Kommissar Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, our doctor. The Secretary of the Ward must come and give you a word of thanks, Habib, and then Doctor will come after. Thank you very much.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon. Namaste. Goeiemiddag. Hello. First and foremost, we'd like to thank the CIC for honoring us with his presence. We'd like to say thank you to each and every one, from leadership to every member of parliament. We say thank you. Most of all, we'd like to say thank you to everyone that has attended today, the community of Lenasia, for coming out and showing the CIC there is actually a ward in Ward 9. Thank you, mummies and daddies. Thank you to the domestic workers, to the businessmen, to those people that had closed their shops earlier today so that we can then come and attend this meeting. Thank you so much. To those that had engaged the CIC, thank you for bringing to his attention the problems that we may have and we are facing. Thank you so much. Most of all, thank you for the wonderful food that Ward 9 has prepared for us. We'd like you to please partake of that before you leave. And then I'd like to say a big thank you to the security that was provided to us by the community today. We'd like to say thank you as well to the communities that we met last night. Thank you to the community of Ward Extension 5, sorry, not Ward 5, Extension 5, for meeting us and making the transition very easy. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, comrades. I see the MMC of community safety is here. Our advocate, the prosecutor is there of the province, Moela and Tabela. Thank you very much. Can we now release the president to go to...
After listening to Malema's speech in Lenasia, do you still doubt what he stands for? The unity of African people. When I say African people, I'm referring to Indians, coloreds, and blacks. Please share your views. Can you name a leader of a political party or any activist who matches or stands for the unity of African people better than Julius Malema? Let us know in the comment section. Please do subscribe to this channel for more. Thank you and take care.